was like a very important that everybody knew that before we release. And also, you have to understand one thing. Like sometimes, another thing I said to them is that you have to understand that you have to be a little bit careful. Of course, we should be happy for the great reviews and stuff, but we should be careful not to listen too much to that anyway, because like I think sometimes really great reviews can actually be actually worse than bad reviews, if you know what I mean, because you start adapt your tone to that. So it's
Right.
really great and nice, but at the same time, you got to keep your inner voice. So of course we are super happy, but focusing now on the next game. And let me tell you, next game, man. Oof.
Oh, I can't
Uh,
wait, brother. I
this
tell
is
you
this
what.
is this is not a beer. It's kombucha. So I don't drink. So people think I'm drunk. Yeah, that's the funny. People think always I'm drunk or I'm on drugs. I don't
Why
even
do they
take
think
drugs,
that?
man.
It's just
I don't
passion,
know, man.
man.
It's like it's just like oh he's on drugs or whatever. He's drunk. The thing is like
Yeah.
I haven't even been smoking weed since I was 21, and I don't do anything, man. It's high on life, my man. High on life.
That's it. We've
Yeah,
only got one life, brother. We've got to spend it wisely, don't we?
I like that. I like that. I
So,
like it.
man, I tell you what, you've knocked it out of the park 3 times. Brothers, A Way Out, and now It Takes Two.
Yeah.
How do you feel looking back over the last 10 years? 3 knockout successes, in my opinion. But, I mean,
I don't think it's only in your opinion. There are actual successes, both sale-wise. I mean, the game people do know about those games. Look, I sometimes look back at this and like to think, look, 10 years ago I wasn't in the industry. Now
yeah.
we are a big part of the industry, and I do hope, like I say, we're here to make a change and inspire. And but you have to understand this. Look, for me, like when someone calls me like I don't know, like a crazy or genius or blah blah blah, like it's good, but I don't really take it seriously because I focus on what's most important is about creating game. So I can sound very cocky. I am very cocky and self-confident, but it's because I put in so much work to this. Like we turn every stone out there. So it's not like if someone calls me something super good, I would like, oh shit, I'm a genius now. Wow, that it doesn't help me to make games. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it should be focused. So of course I can look back and be a bit proud, but at the same time, to be honest, everything I've done in my life has become success. Everything, I'm telling you, man, I can't help it. Like they call me here the golden child, and I can actually understand why, because everything I've done, like movies and gaming, has become a success. I can't help it, man. It just is like that. But I take my
Well,
job very seriously and hard.
so what is a day in the life of Joseph, like running around the office? What is that like? Is it different every day?
Yeah, it's kind of a different right now. I have a little daughter, so it takes a little bit of my time. It's beautiful. It's my first little
Congrats,
baby
brother.
girl. Thank you, thank you. But then it's mostly right now because working the next game, finding the tone of the next game, talking to the designers. I just came from a meeting from the character art, speaking of the tone, how the character should look. And then it's always pushing the team, pushing. Come on, let's do this. Let's fuck. We use the term, or I use the term a lot. Let's fuck shit up. And literally, no, this is true.
I
I
love
say it
it.
all
I
the
love
time.
it.
Yeah. We write it. We even write it in the end when we have like a takes two diploma or something. It says
Yeah.
thanks for fucking shit up. So there's something important to the fuck shit up mentality. It goes to it's not just that I say, because you have to understand we're working with a big publisher that allows us to fuck shit up. With fuck shit up, I mean taking things to the next step. Think outside the box. We're not making games here based on numbers or what do people want or what is this or do we do this or do we do that. No, we're actually in an extremely great position of doing what we really want. So when I say fuck shit up, I mean that everybody in the team should like think really outside the box. So almost like throw your first idea, go to the second, the third. Like that's pretty much my job, to push people. Like, oh come on, we can do this. Let's do that. Come on, let's do this. Is not good enough. We have to go. To keep pushing. And it's so nice to see that that people are, when they're playing the game, feeling the passion and actually feeling this. I think people actually feel what we have done here. I think that, and that's part of my job, to go around and like fuck shit up, as we say, and tell them to fuck shit. So my days, I think if you were with me, if they make like a documentary about me here, oh my god, would be that very different. it will be very different from your normal the game director going around the office. Trust me on that. That's
So
for
you
sure.
reckon your day is a bit different to a Neil Druckmann's?
Oh, I know Neil. He's super cool guy, but I think we're super different on how we work. Yes, of course. Yeah, I have a special kind of energy, I would say, and I don't know. You can ask someone from my team, see how, what they would say.
So what's it like working with EA? Because they get a bad rap, but I got to say they've been phenomenal to work with in my, from my instances, and the games that come out have been pretty top notch over the last few years.
Look, here's the thing with nobody believes, but I say this: they have 0% creative input, but 100% support. So they have these things called the originals, and those. Look, I can only speak for myself and for Hazelight. They're super supportive only, and here's the thing: every big publisher, every big company will make stupid mistakes. That's it. Nintendo, Activision, Microsoft, everybody, Sony, it's the same shit. But for some reason, EA has become that, that company that people kind of love to hate a little bit, and someone has to take that part. For me, it's super supportive. Like I don't see them any other different from any other big company that will sometimes fuck up. And I say this with the EA person in the background now. So you have to understand this. You have to understand what this is. The people working with me are super cool, super nice, super respectful, super supportive. It's almost like people don't believe me when I say this. It's not. Why would I say it if I don't mean it? I mean, you hear me talk. It's not. I'm not the kind of a PR type of a guy. It's not like I have a script or something. I mean,
Yeah.
and I've been very clear about that very early. And I think it's good for all publishers now to work with creative teams that trust their own voice and goes with that. I hope actually EA inspires other big companies from that perspective.
Because you were going to be acquired by Microsoft early on, weren't you?
Yeah,
Hazelight.
it was very close actually. It was after Brothers. After the success of Brothers, of course, it was way easier because I really wanted to start my own studio. I didn't have a team at that time actually, so I had to like collect the most of the guys that helped me with Brothers, obviously. And I was pretty much like what is it called when you sign when you almost sign the pre-contract, something like, I don't know what it's called, like
I know what you mean.
something, the pre blah blah blah. Like I almost signed that before actually a guy called Patrick that called me from EA, and he was like interested. And the reason why I went with EA is because it was better for us. We got offered like offices. We sat actually at DICE, so we didn't have to have all that. When you have an office, blah blah blah. There's so much hassling around that you have to do. We could focus on the game immediately. Helped us out with computers, blah blah blah, everything. So it just was a better deal from that perspective. And actually now with the now seeing how everything has evolved, I'm actually happy I chose EA, because if it would have been Microsoft, both A Way Out and It Takes Two would have been Microsoft exclusive. It would have been only on Game Pass for what it is right now. You know what I mean? So it would have been a different thing. So I'm happy that
So It Takes Two. Talk to me. Where did it all begin for you? I saw the sketches on your Twitter the other day, which is really cool to see the rough sketches compared to the final product. Just shows how amazing the team is. But is that
exactly
where it started?
It shows how amazing the team is and how bad I am. I'm exposing myself, man. I suck.
No, but you could tell the essence was there on the page. Is that where it all started? You just write things, storyboard it like a movie?
Yeah, it pretty much is actually. I've storyboarded every game we've done here, and of course, it takes a while. I mean, at some games, I would say Brothers, for instance, I had time to almost actually like have a lot of concept. I also had two prototypes before I came into the team. And A Way Out, I also had a little time because collecting the team, I had some time to storyboard the whole game, pretty much every scenario of the game. But with It Takes Two, because when A Way Out was, because there's so much work for me, like when they released it, I didn't have the time. So that started it's almost like a process and how we want to kind of issue on what to do, but it takes a while until you find it. So this game right now, I have in my head like, okay, this is what we're gonna do, and then we slowly try to find what it is. I mean, it is there, and I'm actually writing the story, drawing the storyboards for the moment now. But it's a very it's a very nice process. It's a very like a fluid and creative process. A lot of discussions. Okay, let's do this. Let's fuck shit up here. Let's do that. But trust me, next game. I mean, already in my head, it's so cool, and I think it's even going to be better than it is in my head.
Oh,
It's
stop,
gonna,
man!
it's
You're
gonna
getting me
literally.
hyped.
No, trust me, it's gonna literally blow your mind. That's what I'm telling you. It's gonna be some fucked up shit, does it?
Is
But
it
in a
is
good
it
way.
is it gonna be a bigger scale? Is it gonna be similar co-op? What are
Well,
your
I'll talk. I mean, obviously, we have become extremely good at this, and this is becoming our thing. So there's definitely going to be co-op to it. But
yeah
I'm going to talk about this. Is way too early. We are talking 3 years away now. I'm just
yeah
like
of
trying to
course
explain
of course
on
of course
how we work here.
because I heard you did want to I did want to tackle an open world game at some point. Was that right?
No, actually, yeah, I mean, at some point, but someone asked me like, how would open world be? But I sometimes like say in a funny way, like it's for me, it's more like open repetition because it's the same thing you're doing over and over again. So if we would do an open world here at Hazelight, it would definitely be a different take on it. I'm not interested in doing something generic. It wouldn't be fun. Why go to work? Like, I'm the kind of guy, like, if we're gonna make something, we're gonna make something that sticks out. I mean, there's a reason why Brothers Are Way Out and It Takes Two has become something that people know of, because they're trying to do something else. You know what I mean? They're really trying to push the narrative, the mechanics, the combination, like doing something that really hasn't been done before.
Well, it's a credit
So
to you, man, because the three games that I've played of your, the last three, all have something innovative and unique that I've never played before, and especially It Takes Two, man. The amount of game mechanics involved in this game. Who's your
crazy.
coder, and did he get a raise?
Yeah, coder. Yeah, it's not only coder. It's everything. No,
Every-
here's
you know
the
what
thing. This is something. It's interesting here. It's the first time people realize it, how much variation in gameplay. And I think this
Yeah.
is something. This is something I have from my background in movies. It's about pacing stuff. So okay,
Yeah.
look. So the team in the beginning, even Brothers, they're like, we can't have so much variation. In Brothers, it's also variated, not the same, but still like different scenarios and a way out also, like they're fishing, then they're driving a car. Like nobody saw on the way out that you have a shooting mechanic, but you only use it in the end. Nobody like, okay, shit, there's so there's huge amount of variation. You know what I mean? So, but this is something I've been pushing for a lot. But this is the first time that people are actually reacting to it, and I think it is because we changed the environment so much. This is part. I mean, if you look at all games, I think like they vary it, and the reason is because I think, like, for instance, It Takes Two, we have some scenes that are super cool, and I know some people in the team were like, Joseph, why are we doing this? It's gonna be over in a minute. And I told them, like, yeah, but
I think I know what you're talking about. There's
it's
plenty.
gonna be a really cool minute, you know what I mean? But
Like the fighting
movies,
the fighting scene.
exactly.
Yeah,
You do
yeah.
a fighting mechanic for a 1
I love
minute of
that, man.
gameplay.
So
Like
cool.
that takes a huge amount of time, obviously. But you have to understand, in a movie, if you have a really cool scene, you don't repeat that scene just because it was expensive, you know? No, you take away the specialty of it. But so the whole approach is like to keep the experience fresh, unique, and because it's a narrative experience, you want to you want to play the narrative almost. Like It Takes Two, for instance. You're not just playing different mechanics just for the sake of it. Of course, it's also keep it varied. But if you meet the squirrels, you play with their tech. If you find this fidget spinner, you play with that. If you find a weird dinosaur, you play with everything you meet in a way. So normally when you have the narrative games, it's almost, these games where you're almost like playing the game to get the cutscene. It's almost like you're playing two different games. You're like you know what I mean?
I know
and
what
the
you mean.
idea is that you have a narrative game, but you also are playing what you see. So let's say we're playing a shooter and you're shooting whatever you shoot, a couple of like enemies, and then you suddenly see a bus. If you're gonna go the normal way, then you shoot enemies in the bus. No, this time you take the bus and you play that blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So you all incorporate what's going on, part of the gameplay. Now we can't. Obviously, there's a lot of work of having so many different mechanics, and we chose carefully because we need to polish those mechanics. Because you can't just throw in mechanics. I mean, it's quite fast to make a mechanic, but to make it polish and feel nice, that is the true challenge. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, is that the hardest part of this?
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
yeah. Because there's not only is it a huge amount of stuff in the game, you also have the mini games, all the side interactions.
Oh,
Another
the
thing
mini games, man.
Yeah,
They're all
it's also-
different.
yeah. It's also something that's been through all of our games, and no collectibles. Also the same through all of our games. It feels like people in a sense, are reacting to stuff in this game that I've been pushing
Already
for in
doing.
both Brothers and A Way Out. So you see what I mean? But it's nice that people are recognizing it, you know?
Why do you think they're
So
recognizing it now and not in the other
sometimes it takes 3 games and we get better and better at
honing? Yeah.
doing our, yeah, and obviously I mean, if you compare, look, I mean, I do understand that A Way Out. I mean, I mean, the mechanics are not that well. We were quite a young team, you know. It's like we did a shooting mechanic. We had like one coder working on that
I
compared to
think I disagree,
yeah, but
man. I had
yeah,
fun.
but no, yeah, fun. I'm not saying it's not fun, but mechanic, the shooting.
Right.
If you compare the shooting of A Way Out and Uncharted, it's like, come on, it's like Barcelona. I don't know if you know football teams, it's like Barcelona
But it's different
what is,
scales. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I
yeah, but
understand that,
some,
but yeah, some
yeah,
people
but you know,
don't.
if you
Yeah.
so some people who think it's a game, they expect it to feel like Uncharted 4. You know what I mean? And of
Mm.
course, we can't do that. They have done
Yeah.
4 games and they are the best. You know, blah blah.
Yeah.
But so I think we're getting also better as a team. That's why
Oh,
also
yeah.
it takes to feels and plays way better. You know what I mean? So we get more and more skills. So these guys, many of them were interns in the beginning, and now these interns are becoming bad motherfuckers. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, they are
Love it.
becoming like, yeah. So they're becoming better and better and better. So I think those skills in the team also are showing now, and we can also, it shows also the stuff we want to incorporate in the game. All these like, and I'm also happy that people are not missing collectibles. I talk about that a lot, and it's so nice to collect mini games instead, or have a world that's interactive and stuff. It's almost like you create the game that you want to play yourself instead of like seeing what the market wants. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I've got to get
trust
the
me.
platinum.
This
I'm
is
close.
yeah. This I can tell you in A Way Out. A lot of people question this, and I have to give props to EA again because there was no market to this. Nobody really believed that this would sell. Not even them. They were like, "Oh yeah, sure, this
Really?
might not sell." Yeah, of course. Who? How would you know? Look, people are forgetting. This is a co-op only story, narrative only. There's, you know, people are
No
calling it just a
online.
co-op game.
No
It's not a
multiplayer.
co-op game. Tell
Yeah.
me other game that are like this, that are like A Way Out. There's none. Nobody's designing them from co-op in the beginning. You have, of course, your, you know, your 4-player survivor game or co-op
But they're
shooter,
tacked
stuff like
on. Is that
that.
what you're saying?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
There you have your single player, but nobody's designing co-op from the beginning.
Mm.
So I hope it inspired, and that wasn't done at all before A Way Out. Not that way, you know what I mean? I mean, you had Portal 2, like something about that, but that was also a single play campaign, and then added a 2-player. Nobody did a game just co-op. You only have to be 2-player to play a story together. So it was very hard for EA to calculate who will buy this game and if there's a
Oh,
market
yeah.
for this game. But obviously, we saw that there's a huge market, and we're seeing great feedback, and people are loving the game now. So it's nice to be part of almost like a, you know, kind of a creating a sub-genre in a sense. And I hope more games like this comes, because I really do think that we want to play games together. We want to experience stories together, not just play a survivor game together or a 4-player shooter together. I mean, I'm not saying those games shouldn't exist. Of course they should. But we need games like this as well if you want to experience a great story with your friend, you know, instead of just leveling up your character. Both games should exist, and this genre should become bigger. It should be like, okay, I want to have, it's like when you watch a great movie with your friend, you know. I mean, sometimes you want to play a game where you, I don't know, like the latest game, Outriders. You want to level up with your friend and shoot and blah. It's fun for a while, but then you also want the, like a cool emotional experience together. You don't get that from your Destiny type of a game. You know what I mean? So I hope this kind of genre now proves that, oh, there is a market there, that other publishers do this, because that's the type of game I want to play as well. You know, there should be more games like this.
Amazing,
for
man.
sure.
Keep innovating. I love it. John in the chat says, how different was it to lead the process of making a movie from making a game, Joseph?
You know, sometimes I say when I gonna make a movie again is when I need vacation. That's how much easier it is. It's, I mean, it no,
No,
but
it can't be that much easier, really.
it is. Yeah, I've
Far
done
out.
6 feature films. I've done 6 feature films. I've done 3 games, and the
Yeah.
same amount of time. 10 years, 6 feature films. 10 years, 3 games. So
Yeah.
the thing is, like, and there's many reasons. I'm not just saying it to make a joke, because
No, I can believe it.
movies have had way longer time to develop their craft and skill on how to make a movie, both how to write the script, how to plan the production. how acting, everybody involved in movie, everything has been like a crafted. So we know a lot more of how to do it. And it's also a passive medium. Passive means that you are in control of what's going on. Now you go to gaming, we don't really know how to write the script. We're still trying to invent everything is new. We're like everything. So that makes it already complicated. And then you do have the interactivity. You have players coming in and fucking around with your world. You know what I mean? That makes it that you have to make it so all that makes it way harder for a game. And you almost have to. I mean, in general, when people do games, they're kind of like trying to reinvent to do something new, but some more, some less, obviously. But that takes time as well. So you can't really plan as you do in a movie. However, we are seeing it more and more now in big franchises. They can plan better because they kind of know how to make their franchises, like Call of Duty and stuff. So we're getting better and better at it, and I think in the future we will get better at having a better production loop and understanding how a game is done. We'll also have a more mature look, and like right now there's a lot of talk about overtime, blah blah blah, and I think most of it's because like we come from a kind of a working in a basement culture where everybody worked and their asses off, but that also now I think is changing. It's being treated more professionally. Obviously overtime will never disappear, but I think it's going to be more a professional look at it, where you pay people properly. If you're going to do it, you prepare them for it, like in the movie industry. So I think it's about that this industry is maturing, but it's definitely way harder right now to make a game than a movie. That's another
100%.
example. Let me give you this. If you film something, you get the environment, you get the actor, you get the sound, you get the animation. In a game, you have to create everything from the beginning. You have to make the wind, build everything. You make the sound, you make the animation of the face, all that you have to create from
so
zero.
much, yeah.
Yeah, in movies you get a lot for free. If you have a great sunset and two great actors talking to each other, I mean, you just put the camera up and you got it. You know what I mean? But in gaming, you have to create everything. Yeah,
you can't deny that when you put it like that. Chrono says, wondering if there was a canon ending for A Way Out, about which of the brothers win.
A different way of A Way Out.
Like in your mind, is there a clear winner there, or is that just how?
No. Without spoiling too much, because maybe people in the stream hasn't played the game. There's a very good reason why that game was supposed to be that. I would never change it for the world. So no, there's no clear winner. No,
I couldn't. But when it came to that part, playing with my mate, we were shocked, man. We loved. It was so cool because you just build up to it, and then I wiped the floor with it. But
the idea is that you have to. And then some people ask, like, do I have to? Why can't I get another service? No. So the whole point of like creating a trust and then trash it. That's I mean.
Yeah, DIY here says, how did you come up with that ending? Was that always in the plan?
Always from the beginning. That was like my elevator pitch. Like ba 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 ba. We're like, oh shit, Also very like because you are like, in a sense, okay, we are gonna spoil. If anyone hasn't played A Way Out, just stop for a couple of minutes. So the whole idea is that you create. What I really love, that you have a co-op experience, that you play together, and that you truly build up a trust. Because the whole idea with them in the beginning, not trusting each other, and then slowly you play together, you build.
So
But
cool.
one that's on the top, then you mess around and you like put them against each other and you force them to kill each other. You know what I mean? And the whole idea in the couch, and that's exactly what happened. You can see people in the couch like almost like arguing with each other. What are you doing? Like, how can you do that? That is what I mean. Storytelling can't be done in movies. This can only be done in gaming, where you change. I mean, just the fact to change a co-op game into a versus game all of a sudden made people like, oh shit, can we do that? I'm like, yeah, of course we can. Why not? Let's do it.
So good, man.
Yeah.
Dennis says, what do you think of Game Pass?
Okay, so look. Here's what I always think. If Game Pass is like it is today, it's great for the consumer. But if Game Pass have any effect, any negative effect on creativity, then I don't like it. It hasn't happened yet. But if it has, what I mean is that here's the thing. If people get used to get free games, and we have triple A games on these on the Game Passes, eventually you have to understand these triple A games cost a lot of money. These companies needs to take in the money. So if these companies like, okay, if we're going to put it on Game Pass, we need to adjust the vision of the game, which adjust the vision, how you play it. We might add more microtransactions and so on. So the worst case scenario is that Game Pass in 5-10 years looks more like an app store, like a free-to-play model. Like you get the games, but you play them. That's the worst case. The good, if it's like it keeps on like putting great games out there. But you have to understand, if you're gonna release some really great like Skyrim and like great triple A titles, you have to have a lot of people to get the money go around. You do know that Netflix is still losing money.
Well, I was going to say Netflix pour a lot of money into, Knives Out recently was 400 million deal or something for the two sequels. So, they're pouring in money, but they are.
But I hope that the only thing I want is that it doesn't. It's good for the creative aspect of gaming. That's the only thing I care for, and I just want to see it like it is today. But in 5-10 years, I want to know. I think in 5 years we'll have a better answer what Game Pass. It could go both ways, I would say. But at the end of the day, you have to understand we live in a capitalistic society, and someone has to get paid. Someone has to make these $150 million budgets get back to the developers or make money on them. If they don't make money, they will be forced to do more microtransactions and in-game purchases, and it will happen slowly. It might happen slowly. And at the end of the day, you're kind of like, well, I still get the games, but we're already seeing reports now that I just read the report the other day that 20% up of in-game purchases on in Game Pass, which is this is something used for the shareholders. Like, look, we are not like Netflix. We just don't have the content. We can actually make money
after.
And you can answer me, what is the purpose of a big company?
Make money.
To make money, yes. So at the end of the day, every big companies will take a stupid. I hope not, because I truly trust Phil Spencer to keep this beast in a good way, and I hope, because that's what we all want. We want great games, great content. That's the most important part.
Do you think PlayStation will come out with a competitor?
I'm almost sure they are.
Yeah.
I don't see how not, because it's so huge and successful. But I don't know how, when, or why. It's not like I'm on any information. No. I have information, but I'm just guessing that they have to do something, because Game Pass is becoming so big. And in the beginning, I wasn't like, but now I'm really curious how Game Pass will handle itself in 5-10 years. What's going to happen?
It's only early days.
And so on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very early.
Sissel says, is there something that you'll take away from making It Takes Two that you'll take on to the next game? Something specific?
Yeah, of course. We become better and better at crafting the co-op mechanics, and I think we're going to become even better at that. But one big thing, obviously, is doing the, what is it called? Like connecting the story and the gameplay even more. So that is something that that we're definitely gonna step up even more to the next. But the next game looks totally different. It's gonna play and feel totally different, for sure.
Here's a few ego boosts for you. Game On Daily says, keep pushing it, Josef. You're very unique and you're killing it. James says the polish and production quality of It Takes Two is amazing.
Cool.
And
thanks.
Mason says, this dude is a genius.
You see? Well, thank you again. But the thing is, like, thanks for the compliment, but it's not like I see him as I go look in the mirror and say, oh, look, I'm a genius now. You see what I mean? I say thank you to the compliment, but I don't take it too seriously, to be honest.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask you as well about some of the Easter eggs in It Takes Two, specifically the Oscar ramp one and and A Way Out. And so was that your idea to put that in, or was that a team member's idea, or
which one of them?
Either or.
Yeah. No, I mean, I love Easter eggs. I mean, the Zelda and everything. The funny part, the funny thing is that fuck the Oscars. EA didn't know about it. They were like, "What?" They saw it when that was so fun. Actually, they came. I know the producer here. Like, oh, EA was shocked. We put it in, and like that. Like, what? Why not? You see, that's because it's still like there's a lot of fuck. You know, this is a PG-13 game or what's up. But we beep the fucks. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, it's nice to have, and I'm a huge Nintendo fan, so obviously there's a lot of reference for Nintendo. Not only is it the Zelda reference, it's the Rainbow Island, you know, the they even say like it's a me Cody, like it's a lot of reference for Nintendo, you know. But it's fine tonight. And A Way Out was an obvious one, also. Of course, we had to have A Way Out.
Gotta have that.
Because in A Way Out we had brothers as well, so it's kind of like and the next we'll have for It Takes Two for sure.
Oh, you did have a brothers one in A Way Out. Oh, yes, that was awesome.
If you go like to a bench and you sit down, and then you hear the brothers in the background.
Oh man,
yeah, and then they go like, "Oh, what is that?" And then it says like, "Oh, it sounded like brothers." You know what I mean? So it is hidden there.
What about the elephant scene? That's been causing a bit of. Me and my friend were playing, and we're like, "Shit, this is a bit dark."
Yeah, but that's the turning point of the characters. Yeah. It's interesting that people are reacting so hard. Like, you guys tortured a guy with like I don't know how many different tools in A Way Out. Nobody cared. Like, it's a human being. Who cares about human beings? But when it's a toy, everybody's like, oh my god, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. That means that we have succeeded. No, the whole idea is that there's obviously a dark humor to this. That these parents has become, you know, because I've seen people like they don't really like the parents. They mix. That's the point that you feel like, how can they do this? You know what I mean? Like, how can they become? That's part of the reason why they separate, because they become so egoistic and forgot about what's most important to their daughter. They're even ready to actually like kill their favorite daughter's toy. And there's something like really weird and funny about that I truly like. Like, she's like, no, don't kill this. Like, we have to kill you a little bit. And they're actually screaming like, oh, sorry, we're gonna need therapy after this. What are we doing? But I think in a sense, these parents kind of know that it's not for real. It's just a doll, you know what I mean? And since we see when we cut to it, she's actually fixed in the end anyway. But it's actually that they start turning to start to get closer to each other. But that the whole idea is that's their lowest point where they have to. And that was also like I think it's a very funny scene. I mean, I do understand.
Very funny.
I do understand that some people are not getting the dark humor of it and can feel like it's very. Some people I've seen like have reacted super strong, but it's supposed to be very funny, and I think it is actually. It's so sick in a sense.
Did someone propose over this game or in this game or something? Did I read that somewhere?
Yeah, I think like that. I'm surprised like how many people are how many people are falling in love and talking. You know what I mean? Before I said this if you, the thing is like this. I mean, in a normal co-op game, you have to, you know, play with your friends. But with this co-op game, you really have to. It's designed to keep you talking all the time. You really need to have your partner with you. You can't just sit quiet and play.
We're very, very much talking the whole way through.
You have to. Yes, so you have to communicate. That's how it's designed. If we didn't communicate, then we have failed. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, do this, do that. Oh, what about this one? Try that out. And you look at the other screen. That's why some people say, why can't I have full screen on my screen? And that, no, if you're playing online, the idea is that you're actually not only looking at yours, you're looking at the other. Like, what about that? And what about this? So you talk. So this communication, if you're in a relationship, you know, because you have to understand, it actually tells you a lot of where you are in your relationship. So if you had a really good one, maybe you'll be even more better after this one is done. Or if you have a bad one, trust me, we did some internal testing. We saw some couples that, you know, we could clearly see like, okay, there's another problem here that they need to take care of. You know what I mean? The communication. I think I saw someone on Twitch as well, like a couple, and they were really, like, not to judge, but it felt like they needed to talk through
really
some stuff, you know? You could sense like, okay, we have a problem here, you know what I mean? Because it's obvious. I mean, if you can communicate with your partner, your chances of having a more healthy relationship is bigger.
You got to, don't you?
Yeah.
It's the key to successful partnership, communication.
Yeah. Collaboration.
Exactly. How did COVID affect the production of this game? For you guys?
it's we were lucky because COVID hit us right after we finished an important mocap shoot for the story. And also when the team started to work from home, I think 70-80% of the, not the full team, we had like everything in the design. So it was pretty much the polish, and like we didn't have to make some changes. So much change. Obviously, you adapt a little bit when we do our internal testing and stuff. We had challenges with internal testing. We were very lucky that we could do a second mocap shoot with our actors in England. We just managed to, before the second wave, managed to get them in. So it was pure luck actually. But I'm not surprised at but I'm not surprised at all that we're seeing game after game now being delayed, because I know some studios say they work the same efficiency. Maybe some have says more efficiency, but I would say most of them you're less efficient because you don't have, when you talk, I think this will have a big effect on us. We will see it in a couple of years from now, looking back at COVID time. The communication with a human being in a room, it's so different than this. It's so different. It's so important. I do know some people like that, to be working from home and stuff, but for me, it's even more important to be like physical, to like hug and, touch and like, come on, let's do this, let's do that. So for me, if it wasn't like 20% of the team was here in the studio, I would go nuts. I have to be. I don't care. Fuck Corona. Like it won't stop me. So for me, it's like I have to be with people. It's super, super important. And I think it will have an effect on us. And still, I mean, we're seeing reports now. There's having an effect.
There's been so many delays this year. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, not only on the gaming, on the humanity in general. No? I'm just lucky that this. Yeah. So we did it quite good actually.
You did the mocap for Hakeem, yeah?
Yeah. Not the voice.
Not the voice, but you did the mocap.
Yeah. My hip gyration. Yeah. He's a crazy guy. That guy is really crazy.
He's so
guy.
funny. I love
he's a
that.
nutcase. So
but it makes.
I call him. He's a psychopath with a heart.
Yeah. Was he early on? Was that something you knew was in it early on in the story?
Yeah, obviously characters, everything develops obviously, but in the beginning, I mean, you saw the early sketches. He was
there.
Yeah, for sure. It was gonna be like this crazy, passionate, irritating nutcase over the, he's like and he's very important for the story because he's the one like throwing them around and showing them stuff, and he obviously helps out a lot for us to tell the story with so much variety in gameplay as well.
Skyline Show says, did you have a favorite part that stands out the most when developing It Takes Two?
There is not a favorite part. You have to understand, but it's these moments when things work. Like, oh shit! Like I remember having, when we have like we sit the team in this room. Actually, you see the couch back here, and we start looking. I'm like, oh shit! This is so cool. I mean, this is It's like I'm so confident. It's so cool. Like, oh my god, this is gonna be like you immediately sense it. And I had the same feeling yesterday when we were like looking through the early prototypes of our next game. I'm like, oh, this is gonna fuck people up, like in a good way, like and that is moments where I really. And then of course, another great moment is in the end of the production when you take your game that's been in a quite buggy state, like a lot of shit, and like really like. I recommend people that loves games that don't play early access games, like if they're not there, because you really destroy. But once you polish them and make them nice, suddenly you're like, oh, when everything comes together, the side it feels so nice. Like when that's also a big moment,
Oh, 100%. Tanish says, what do you think about the episodic game model?
I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of it, and I think there is a reason why we're getting way more from it, because there's so much content out there now. Mm-hmm. So having player episode 1 and then keep them to episode 2, you really need to release all of them. I think that's the best way. And for me, like because there's so much new games coming that are great and stuff, so that you tend to like forget, and you have to replay something or stuff. I mean, I'm not a believer in replay anyway, but no, I'm not a big fan of episodic games, no. And I think there is again the reason why we don't see it so much anymore.
It sort of came in and then came out pretty quick.
A little bit. I mean, I do know the, what is it called, the latest big one that was from Square Enix.
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange. The second one, I do know they're gonna release all of them at once. I heard. I think that's a great idea. Just to like, and then you can. It's pretty. I'm more of a Netflix model when you release all the episodes at once.
Binge it.
Yeah. Which one?
Binge? You mean binge the series, like all at
What's binge?
once? Like
Yeah.
watch
All
the
at
whole
once.
show in
Yeah.
one sitting
Yeah.
or a
Yeah.
couple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah, 100%. So what I
Cool.
know, I want to pick your brain about movies quickly. Who are some of your
Yeah.
favorite directors? Because I'm a big Nolan fan, Kubrick,
Oh,
Fincher.
it's lucky you say it's those three, but two of them are super big for. I
Yeah,
mean, I love Nolan. I'm a
nice.
huge Kubrick fan. I think Kubrick's best movie. I know a lot of people say Space Odyssey, but mine is Barry Lyndon. I think it's one of
Really?
it has one of the greatest robbery scene ever. Have you
Oh
seen
yeah,
it?
yeah.
It's so lovely when that robbery, like the nicest robber ever. I mean, I'm truly, and the music, just when I talk about it, gives me goosebumps. The first time I saw actually Space Odyssey was when I was in film school, and I saw it actually on a big screen, which was an
Oh, I
insane
wish I could
fucking
see it.
experience.
I got to watch
Yeah,
it
yeah,
in
it was
IMAX.
insane. Yeah, his movies are. He's just, there are people that are like ahead of their time, like something extra. Stanley Kubrick was that. He was something extra, like something. It's hard. His mind was absolutely, I don't
One
know,
of a
out of
kind.
this world. One
Isn't
of a
he?
kind for sure. And I would say Nolan is not far from that. He does some really cool. I haven't seen his latest one, but I still prefer Kubrick. But then I have a big love for James Cameron. I love almost all of James Cameron's movie.
I
I
just
loved
watched Aliens
Avatar.
today.
Aliens is lovely. I love Titanic. I love True Lies, one of my most fun. And then I have a big love for Steven Spielberg. His best movies like E.T. and
Oh
they
yeah,
have so many classics. Fincher, I'm a big fan of. Not as big fan of those, but
yeah.
I used to love the old John Woo movies. I'm a big fan of those. Uh,
Yeah.
so I have a couple of, but I think the directors I think are most interesting are the one that have like
Something
quite
unique.
broad, yeah, something unique, but quite like a broad storytelling method, like James
Not
Cameron,
just
for
one
instance.
genre. Is that
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
mean?
yeah, but not only that, it's not very small movies. They're quite big and wide, like
Scale,
big
yeah.
audience, yeah, scales, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Binary says, would Joseph accept an invitation to the Oscars if invited?
Let's see if they dare send it to me. The thing, yeah, I would actually do it. And the funny thing, like, me and my confidence, like, if I go, I mean, I can literally like make a movie in Hollywood. I think it would take me like 6 months, and then I would be like the number one guy in Hollywood making movies. That's how confident I am. Not really, because I know my skills. You have to understand, like, inside my head, if I just close my eyes, I see the scene. Like, I don't need story. Like, okay, put that, boom, 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 it's done. Like, it comes so natural to me, storytelling. Then I mean, the movies I've done, I think they've came to Australia as well. This was a long time ago. I was a young kid. I was 22 years old when I made my debut, and it became the number one hit movie in Sweden. So I
Your
was
first
quite young.
feature, you were 22.
My first feature, I was 22. Yeah, it
Wow,
was
man.
called Yalla.
That's
It's called
crazy.
Yalla Yalla, and it was the number one hit. You have to understand, at that time there were like 9 million people living in Sweden. At 800,000 of them saw the movies. At 1/10 of the country saw that movie, and it sold
Wow.
like all over. Yeah, and it sold all over the world. It was a huge success. Trust me. Like my phone was like the day after was like crazy. Yeah, and then so I've done a lot. I have been like working as a creator for a long time now. I'm 43 years old now, man.
Really?
So,
I thought you were
I
not
know,
a day
I
over
look younger,
30.
man. Look at me, man. No, look younger, but no. I'm old and fresh.
Do you think you'll step into that ring again? The movie making ring?
Yeah, I'm sure I am. I really will do another film in the future, and it will for sure be something action comedy, crazy. It will be
Action comedy?
action comedy. It's a very underestimated genre, because when it's done good, it's fantastic. Like True Lies, we don't have so many of those movies. You know what I mean? Like something, but with the heart. Obviously, you want to feel something for the characters. But I just think there's something to that genre that's underestimated. We need more of those. We have a lot of drama. We have a lot, but it's really not been taken seriously. And I think we can do it something. It could be like like when you go on a roller coaster and
Yeah.
you feel like, whoa, what the fuck was that? That's the feeling I want.
Oh well, that's what the feeling I got when playing It Takes Two. Do you look back at
Yeah.
Do you look back and are you proud of your filmography of films, like the films that you've done?
Yeah,
And
for sure.
yeah,
I mean, I've done 5, 6 of them. It's like, yeah, of course. I never look. Here's the thing. I never look so much back at what I've done. Why did I do this? Why did I do that? I just accept the fact that they're done. It's almost like for me, It Takes Two is over now. I'm done with that. So I'm
really,
totally focused on that. Yeah. So
that's
why should I
crazy, man.
focus
It's
on
only
it?
been not even a month.
Yeah, but it's out there. People are loving it. I mean, I love that people are loving it and selling well and everything is going great and it's a huge success. That's very good.
Just on
But
to the
right now
next
it's
thing.
focused.
Yeah,
Yeah, on to the next thing. Why should I stay there? I mean, there's nothing to,
I know what you
there's nothing to
mean.
do
Yeah,
there. Yeah,
you're
it's time
just
to
so
go on to the
passionate
next.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to do the next thing, and I'm right now I'm super excited for the next one. It's gonna be. That's why I'm not gonna say never, but I don't see us do a sequel for the moment because you get tired if you do the same thing. I mean, I know It Takes Two. The second one would be entirely different than this one anyway, but still, like I'm so excited for the
You
next
like
game
doing
we're
new
doing now.
IP. You like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
So Just Vincent says, question for Joseph: who is your favorite video game director? Is there? Do you have a favorite?
Uh, yeah, I would have to pick. I think Neil Druckmann actually because Naughty Dog. I mean Neil Druckmann, Bruce Straley because they were. Bruce Straley was the director of Uncharted 2. So for me, you have to understand. Like people ask me a lot of time, what's my favorite games and so on. It's very hard to pick, but I have 3 of them that I kind of like. That is kind of give you an idea what I like a little
Yeah.
bit. But of course, there are way more games that I like. But I say Mario Galaxy 2. That includes all the crazy, fantastic level design mechanics, that just the pure joy of that
Oh,
game. I would say Uncharted 2, when it came, it was so
that's my
groundbreaking.
favorite. Yeah.
It was so great. From the time it came, I was like, this is something I've never played before. That was actually Bruce Straley was the director. That Neil Druckmann was, I think it was some narrative
He was
director or
up there,
something
but
like
yeah,
that.
he wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. And then I would choose Half-Life 2 as one of my favorite games ever because it feels so fresh, different, cool story told, unique mechanic. It's always for me. I see the games when they came, how they felt. So those 3, but of course I love many more games, obviously. But I would choose those. Then I would say, uh, yeah, I would say also like Naughty Dog. The direction of Naughty Dog, I think, is if I had to choose one,
Do you think they're
because
the
not all.
top of the mountain in terms of game
Yes,
devs? Yeah.
yes, for sure. And I mean, I do love Nintendo, but there are some Nintendo games that don't really. I'm not so fan of, like Animal Crossing. I know is a huge game, but I'm like, nah. Pikmin, I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan of. I like Mario Kart, but I'm most fan of like Zelda and Mario and Metroid, but I haven't seen Metroid. So I'm not a fan of everything that Nintendo does, but most of it.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to play Last of Us 2?
Yeah. Played it from the
What was your
beginning to
thoughts
the
on that
early. I
story?
got it. I
Because I
got a
loved it.
code. I got a code from Neil quite early. Actually, it was super
Oh,
exciting.
lucky.
No, I loved it. I mean, it's like it's also like when you work in games and you see the details. When I hear someone saying like, "Oh, it's the same gameplay as one," I'm like, "No, it's not." There's
No.
something so the most thing I was most impressed of is that how they made the mechanic really feel gritty, violent, and nasty. There's
Ah.
so much work behind that. This is not your typical game where you just go and do a takedown and that's it. It's the grittiness of it. You know what I mean? Like there's something to it that is like it takes so much work, like
There's
to
a
to
feeling
get
there.
it. Yes. But it was a little bit because I mean because I know Neil Druckmann a little bit. I when I'm
Bit
in LA I
biased.
see him. No, of course not. No, it's not that. No. I really think it's a great game. No, but I knew what was gonna happen in the story because he told
Oh,
me.
no.
So yeah, so it's
Oh,
like
no.
so I tried to say, oh my, but I mean, it is what it is. Because I saw
Why
it in
did
a
you
very
ask
early.
him?
It's always nice. Like I saw Last of Us in a very early state with its white box and everything, and it's nice to see like I mean these guys are like unbelievable. So I have nothing then. It's a really nice environment that Naughty Dog, like a nice, cool environment there,
You been
like
there?
cool. Yeah, a couple of times.
Wow.
It's a really
That's
like a
awesome, man.
nice place with very nice people, and like I don't know, the people I met there are super cool. Neil is super cool. He's a super cool dude.
Well, I think people like just the rope mechanics in that game. You know,
Oh
all
yeah.
devs say stay away from ropes, and they just
Trust
went
me.
full in.
If I'd say to our developer, like, let's do that rope, they will jump out of the window. You have to understand. People don't understand this who play, and they're like, "Oh, this is a rope, but this is function like this." No, it's a fucking hassle. Oh my god, yeah,
Oh man, I'll give you a couple more because I know you're a very busy man, but I really
yeah,
appreciate your time.
yeah.
What
No
other
problem, man.
games have you played recently, mate? Is there anything that you've
I
loved in the last few
try.
years?
Yeah, I tried to play everything. I mean, except Last of Us Part Two, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I really liked.
Yep,
Just started Cyberpunk. I haven't really started, just like the first hour. So
yep.
it's really hard to say what I think. And then I play everything. Like latest I play with Miles Morales, Spider-Man, everything that comes out, I play.
Oh, really?
Uh, yeah. I try to finish everything also. Uh, like Red
Just to
Dead.
get an idea of what the industry's doing,
Yeah,
or
what's
yeah.
going on? And because I love games, I know a lot of developers don't have time to play, but I make time because I love games and I want to finish games as well. That's another discussion we haven't got into, how why I'm against all the talk about replayability and all that shit.
I wanted to ask you
Uh,
about that quickly. What are your thoughts on
sure, I
that?
can. Yeah, it's a very simple one. I think our focus should be on why people aren't finishing our games. That was our biggest issue. And I tell it to every journalist I talk to, like, stop talking about replayability, because it puts us. The bad thing about it makes us do games that are just long for the sake of it, that are replayable for the sake of it, and we take bad decisions uh, because sometimes you get not so good reviews because they're not replayable. But if you look at the statistics of how many people replay games, it's just look at the statistics of how many people finish games. Like one of the biggest games we have, Witcher 3, have a 30% finish rate. 30%. You have to understand, it's a 25 million sold copy. That means like almost 7 or 8 million finished the game, the rest didn't. You have to
Mm,
understand, it's so much content
it's
being thrown. There's
crazy
a
when you
problem.
think
It's nuts. And how many of them replayed it? I would say 1%. I don't know,
1%. Yeah,
1%. If even that, why even focus on that? It's just that I think this is a mentality coming from way back in the days when games were so short and we had to replay them just to be fun. As it's followed us. And I don't have anything against replayability. Like, play your game 1,000 times if you want. But if you're just adjusting your game to fit that, to do this, or you use that one of the key things as an argument as a review or blah 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 for you to buy a game, it doesn't make sense. Like, we have a bigger problem. People are not finishing our games. That is the big. I mean, the reviewer should be like saying, you know what, I finished this game without feeling that it was too long. And I think that would be more unique. Like, many games feel like, they went in a little bit too long on this one, especially
yeah,
in the narrative games. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, but I just hope that, and to be honest with you, you do know that there's a percentage of people that buy games that don't even start the game. You do know that, right?
Yeah, there's like 5,
It's
10%. Yeah,
it's crazy. And
yeah.
I don't know this, but I can guess that those are more than the people that replay the games.
Replay.
So yeah,
I would bet on that too.
yeah. Because how many times do you replay a game? I mean, it's rare.
I only
It's
replay
rare.
if there's a trophy and I need it for the
Sure, and
platinum. That's it.
exactly. And you're a trophy hunter. If you weren't a trophy hunter, you wouldn't
Exactly.
replay at
No,
all. Yeah.
no.
So you
Exactly.
have a trophy thing. That's it.
Yeah, I'm addicted, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, 100. I feel like even A Way Out, that wasn't a extremely long game. I remember it was about 4 hours. Is that right?
Yeah. No, actually, it was more. It was like, depending on how you play, like five,
Yeah,
6 hours.
5 or 6 hours. But for
Yeah.
me, it's the quality that matters. It's not the
Exactly.
length.
Yeah.
It's the quality.
Yeah, but say that to most of the people. I mean, people value their time differently. But for me, doing the same thing for 20 hours or doing something really cool and unique for 5, 6 hours.
I will pay the same. I will pay the full price for A Way Out for the 6 hours rather than a 50 hours Outriders game. That's the
Look,
same
man,
gameplay.
it's like having sex. It's not about how long it is. It's the quality of it.
Oh shit! Ari says, "What are your thoughts on Hideo Kojima?"
Well, I mean, I'm a huge fan of, especially Metal Gear Solid 1. He is still, I mean, I would say the creator of, the, what do you call it? what is it called now? The sneak genre, what's it called, like
Stealth. Yeah.
the stealth genre.
Yeah.
And Metal Gear Solid 1 is still till today one of my favorite games ever. I know I didn't say that in my thing, but what he did with that game, and I remember that Psycho Mantis moment and
Oh,
many
how
other
good was that?
moments. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's so many cool stuff with that, and it's like yeah, it's amazing. So, but the latest game I couldn't finish actually because I didn't like really get
Death
into
Stranding.
it. Yeah, it was too much menus. That was my problem. Too
Yeah.
much menus. Like I got confused. Like too
Yeah.
many menus. How many menus can you have? Like menus. Like I didn't. For me, it's like too much. Like that is something I think that if you look at It Takes Two, Away Out and Brothers, you don't see anything. It's so like simplistic, but it's like
I've noticed that.
it's hard to understand. And for me, if I'm for a too long time in the menus and then the actual game, then I'm like I get tired.
You got to give him props though. It was a very unique game. It never
Definitely,
been
for
done.
sure.
Yeah.
I would for sure like finish it if it was just like a carrying stuff all over the place. I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
But I got confused from all the other stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But
So-
it looked gorgeous.
Any advice for people wanting to get into game direction or make movie or anything, creative people? What's your advice?
Yeah, the only advice is trust your inner voice. That's it. There's nothing more than that. And today it was so much easier for me than when I was young. Today, if you want to make a movie, you can use your iPhone to do something and edit it in your iPhone. Like really, what you can do in an iPhone today, I couldn't do in the whole studio when I was young. In gaming, it's also the same. Like you can download the Unreal or Unity or just, download some assets for free and just do your game. Like it's really like the only one that can limit you is yourself,
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's been an absolute pleasure to chat with you, brother. I've really really enjoyed it. I hope you had fun.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a lot of fun, man.
And everyone needs to go out and buy A Way Out and A Way Out, Brothers, and It Takes Two. I recommend all three. I recommend all three, brother. Well, take care, brother.
Man. Take care. Nice talking to you.
You too, brother.
Have a good one.